Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gap. And today we have our first. Oh God! Today we have. Shit. Hold on. But yeah, we have our first silver game. Sorry about that. And the start of the Silver League. Joined with me is our lovely JRBoyz, and I'm Wookie Monster.
No, what's up,
And
guys?
we have Uru BONK versus I Dream of Memes, green, and that's purple versus green. So this is a best of three, and I believe we're almost ready with draft. So we're gonna get right into it. How you feeling today, JR?
Pretty good, excited. So this is the very first game of the Silver League. So I haven't seen any of these teams. Really excited to see what we have in store today.
Okay, yeah, this is it's gonna be interesting. We haven't run the Silver League in Team Gap yet, so this is our first time, and I'm excited as well. Gotta give it up for both of these teams. They're looking good today. We do have one sub that's on green, so they are gonna lose. Well, rather, I should rephrase that. It's an E sub, so they will lose one ban as long as they have that E sub on their team for green. But other than that, no different roster changes. And yeah, we have the draft started up, so we're gonna get right into it. And Meme of Dreams or Dream I Dream of Memes is on blue side, and Bonk is on red side this game for the first one. And let's see what they decide to go ahead and do here. Uh, I believe you have it on the wrong. Did you send yourself the blue link, Ethan?
Yeah, it does say a lock.
Yeah. You're gonna have to remake that draft real quick, buddy. But no worries there. Let's kind of talk about the meta while we're waiting here. I think at least in lower elos, I think Set has become pretty much a menace. I mean, even in high elo too, Set is just a menace everywhere. But tell me what your thoughts about that one is, JR.
Well, yeah, I mean, Set's really strong. A lot of potential for outplays and just a lot of damage output with his Haymaker. Sometimes can catch people by surprise. When it
Mhm.
comes to mid game and even early skirmishes with that Set all level 6, if he's able to TP, he can make a huge impact on the map, regardless of be mid lane, dragon, or bot lane.
Gotcha. So yeah, as we get the spectator back up, they have started out. Jim Memes did lose a ban and responded on the other side with Nautilus. I believe, at least for the side of I Dream of Memes, their captain is Primus, and that is his Nautilus. He is definitely a Nautilus player. I did not expect the Fiddlesticks to come out on the other side, but I do think that. Oh, did they not ban? I guess they missed the ban again.
They'll
What is going
probably
on?
figure it out. Well, I mean, Fiddlesticks, I'll speak for myself at least. Fiddlesticks is an absolute menace if played properly, and if the enemy team doesn't respect vision at all, because a good Fiddlesticks will play outside of vision very well and just absolutely surprise the enemy team. And we see a Yumi ban coming out. We're still waiting for confirmation on Bonk's second ban.
Yeah. I don't know if we decided to restart the
It
draft
looks like
because
they might decide for a redraft. Um,
because I think our host kind of oopsied on the spectator link right there. But yeah, we'll get that back up and running. We're gonna keep those same bands though, I believe.
yeah, so we
Unless
should be seeing Nautilus, Fiddlesticks, and Yumi again.
yeah.
Um, we'll see. I mean, everyone watching, bear with us. First game of the Silver League. Probably these teams haven't really practiced with draft law that much. Maybe I'm not sure. I haven't looked through any of the Silver teams yet, but bear with us for now.
Uh, I mean, yeah, the spectator link for draft is a little bit buggy sometimes as well. So no worries there. we do have another link up right now, so and they are going to wait it out. So yeah, here we go. So as I was saying, I think they are respecting Volp's fiddlesticks there, which is interesting because, uh, you know, it's not one of like a high priority ban. You don't really see that very often. Or they are actually going to start with a kindred. Okay, so I guess that's fine.
Just a different set of bands. It's fine.
Yeah, I think they realized that the draft was bugged. So, but they are gonna continue with the Yumi ban, and
Well,
yeah,
there's
these
the
bans are
set.
flying. There is the set.
There's the set. As you said, very, very potent, especially or in any elo.
Yeah, for sure. And Hecarim is gonna be the first pick for I Dream of Memes. I believe their jungler does play this a lot. Arsenic Fox. And let's see what they respond with. I know Hecarim hasn't been, the best in terms of gameplay for the last few months, maybe, but he's still good team fighter. Um, Very good ultimate to use to disrupt and to make sure your team cowers in fear, I guess, as Caitlyn has responded with. What do you think about bot side aggression here?
Well, we'll have to see what the Caitlyn's paired up with, because Caitlyn, being very long range, maybe not so much of an all-in type. I mean, it all depends on the support. If they have a heavy CC support, the Caitlyn can throw down the trap and really put a lot of damage with those headshots. But if they pair it up with like a Lulu or something, a Karma, then they're just going for a poke lane. But we do see the Diana being picked up here for the side of Bonk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be for their jungler. I could be wrong. I mean, Diana's definitely a flexible pick between mid and jungle. Leona and Vayne picked on the other side. That's a really aggressive
Really
combo
in your
right there.
face bot
I
lane,
would
yeah.
love to see a Morgana pick right here. I mean, it responds good to the Leona. It responds good to the Hecarim. I wonder if that is on their docket. But yeah, this is quite the draft so far.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Morgana would be pretty cool right now. Caitlyn more traditional combo. Well, they will be going for the Rel.
Rel, wow, I haven't seen that one in a while.
Have not seen Rel. I have not seen Rel Caitlyn. Have you?
I have not seen that, but I know that in the hands of Mustard Cat on Bonk, I think that will bode well for them. I believe she's practiced pretty much a couple rounds of Rel in my viewing of her gameplay, but and her OPGG. But see what the bands pick up here. I mean, they could definitely, like I said, flex the Diana and then pretty much blind pick the rest. They do have counter pick. So they are going to decide to ban out the other team's mid laner. Yeah, and it seems like I don't think I've seen Rise on anywhere on Box of Kittens' radar. Mid laner for Ajima memes, but definitely a good ban because we've seen a lot of Rise gameplay and pro play. So I guess they're just taking a nod at that. At least I haven't seen a lot of Rise on Box of Kittens. But
Yeah, there's another top laner being banned away. Nasus and a quick response from I Dream Memes to the LeBlanc. So just ban, generally balanced bans. Like maybe you see two bans top lane, but nothing crazy like 3, 4 ban on one lane so far.
okay. And curious as to what they're gonna blind pick here. I would expect it to be the top laner. Oh, it is gonna be
Wow.
the mid laner actually. Okay. Definitely a good combo there though, Orianna and Rel. So we do know that Diana is definitely going jungle now. So that's good to see. I mean, Orianna, Diana, and Rel. That's a really good team fight combo right there.
We have a triple pull combo.
Yeah,
It, it would have
exactly.
been sick to see like a misfortune in like the ADC spot to really synergize here, but I'm thinking the Caitlyn is so that she can be further back so Hecarim's not as much of a threat.
I mean, they could have five-headed it and said, "Hey, they're gonna pick Vayne, so we're just gonna first pick Caitlyn here and counter that Vayne right away." As
So
Nico is
Nico's
picked.
picked. Yeah. Nico responds to Orianna. I do you know much about that matchup?
That's kind of more like can I dodge Nico's root ability lane right there, because Oriana, she does have quite a bit of movement speed with her W, but yeah, it's really up to just dodging that and then getting as much harassment down as you can. So, and Cho'Gath
Wow.
being the top laner for I Dream of Memes, such a good top laner, I feel, and it kind of sets up their comp a little bit better, I think. Scaling top laner, early aggressive mid laner, and jungle duo. So I feel like I Dream of Memes is going to focus the bot side and try to get those dragons. Let's see what they counter with here. Kale
Hail.
being an
Wow.
appropriate response, I think, to the Cho'Gath here. Wow, this is going to be a spicy game one, I feel. Um,
Yeah, for sure. Kale, great response. You know, you're gonna need a lot of damage for that Cho'Gath. Not sure if Kate. I mean, it depends how Caitlin's doing in the game. She's gonna be able to put out that damage for the Cho'Gath. But yeah, interesting drafts here. I see a lot of pressure being put on Vayne to kind of carry I Dream of Memes.
yeah, I do too. And it is kind of not in her favor, though, as I mentioned that Caitlyn has that huge range advantage over Vayne. So I'm wondering, how aggressive they're going to be in the bot lane for BONK versus I Dream of Memes. But yeah, this is going to be a banger, I think. At least for the first game. Now, this is the first game of the series, so bear with us if there is any other technical difficulties, as you know it happens, right? But yeah, let's I don't think that there's gonna be a lot of early team fight. I think everything's gonna happen at 6. I mean, you got Rel ultimate, you got Oriana ultimate, even the Kale ultimate and Diana ultimate, like Hecarim ultimate on the other side with Leona. It's just there's a lot of nasty team fight here. So I don't think anything too crazy is gonna happen early on. I mean, we could see a little aggressiveness from Diana or Hecarim, but I don't expect them to kind of get into a brawl 1v1. I am curious of the rune choices here. I feel like those are going to be big make a big difference when it comes to how these jungle skirmishes go.
Yeah, agreed there. Very, very explosive level 6 for both teams here. First dragon will probably be a really um tense moment for both teams, as you know, if Cho'Gath TP's down with that feast and with Hecarim's might, Moves have really good chance of securing that dragon. But they're gonna have to fight through Bonk's roster here with, the Ori ult, Rel ult, Diana ult, just CCing with the potential to CC absolutely everyone on the side of ID memes.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of want to bring it back to the bands even, because this is like looking at their OPGGs and looking at these comps, I would have never expected both of these teams to go the route that they did. But I think both of them kind of do the same thing. They want to team fight as much as possible to get their wombo in. But I mean, I did expect a few picks here or there, like the Hecarim. Their jungler Arsenic Fox has played a lot of Hecarim lately, so I did expect that. But like, wow, the rest of the team there and the other side, just so much team fight, and can't explain that enough, I guess. Very excited for this first game.
I mean, while we're just waiting for ban or the champ select to go through and the match delay to go through, I'd like to just maybe read through the rosters for both teams.
That's true. We do have a sub, like I said, for Green, and their top laner, Cho'Gath, is going to be Windward Ocean. Like I said earlier, Arsenic Fox is in the jungle on Hecarim. Moxen of Kittens is going to be Nico for the mid lane. Fizzed Everywhere, which I really like that name. I play a lot of Fizz, so gotta respect it. They are going to be the ADC, and that is going to be Vayne. Primus, their team captain, Primus Multis, is going to be Leona as the support. And on the other side, UWRU BONK, a part of Manny, also being Purple's captain, is going to be on the Kale. They did do some roster changes recently, so they did have to kind of, put some people in different positions here and there. Uh, so I am curious to see how a part of Manny does in the top lane, but playing mid lane previously, Kale is kind of a good transition. Either way, Diana is going to be Volp's demon. Uh, he is their jungler. Laser Sniped is going to be their mid laner on Orianna. And we all love and know who Ryleon is, as he is going to be Caitlyn as the ADC. This is the first time we're seeing Ryleon actually play like any game in Team Gap. He's always casted, but he's never played any game, I don't think. So
Yeah, I haven't seen him play a game. Let's hope he can channel some of that play-by-play energy into his
yeah.
gameplay.
And last but not least, we have Mustard Cat on the Rel as support. So we're almost into the next first game, I should say, of the series. I feel like how the structure of the series is as of right now is pretty nice, because we don't start gold and platinum leagues until later on in September, I believe. So we're gonna have a lot of like just silver games for the next couple of weeks, and so this is gonna be hype to see Riley on uh try to pop off here. I will try not to, be the caster that curses, but or he could be his own curse, I guess,
True,
as
he
he is
gives
a
himself
caster.
a caster curse.
He gives himself the caster. That's an interesting take. But no, good intentions for both teams, and we'll have the game up in a few minutes here. So yeah, this is good. Now, like I said, I'm not expecting too much early aggression, but what are your thoughts of how this game might go?
I think that um iDream Memes will be putting a lot of their focus bot side, as you mentioned earlier during the draft, being Vayne having all this potential for damage and really needing that push through the early game, and with like Nico being quite mobile and she can land that she has that root, and Hecarim with that move speed and the displacement, I feel like there's a lot of potential for a four-man bot around 5 or 6, maybe mid hit 6 and starts walking down. Um,
Okay.
as for BONK, I mean, Kale just wants to scale up. Uh, maybe we could see some early shenanigans around the Scuttle Crabs, depending on how mid lane goes. Like you said, Nico versus Orianna mid lane is if Orianna can dodge the Nico route, maybe Orianna can go help rotate for the Scuttle Crabs, and yeah.
Okay. And so, which team do you think is going to take the win for game one here?
I put my prediction in chat for what did I do? I dream of memes. I
Okay.
really like how this team is. And not to say that Bonk doesn't have a good team comp here. I just like the champs on I dream of memes a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree they have a good comp. I just feel like they have a lot of everything that you need on the other side. So I'm actually leaning toward Bong on this one. It just depends if Manny can really get ahead during the later stages of the game. If the game drags on, like you and I know, Kale is
Oh
definitely
yeah.
a late game monster when it comes to team fights. So we'll see. I do think they have the wombo, they have the setup, they have everything that Kale needs. They even have Peel. So if Ryleon can't do it, I'm sure Manny would. That's my take on it. And I'm not trying to be biased, but because they are my purple counterparts, but I do like their comp. I think Kale is a good pick into Cho'Gath as a counter pick. So definitely interesting. I did not think they would actually choose Oriana for the second to last pick there, but I do think that the other side has a lot of team fight though, and it's very easy to set up. So yeah, I mean, man, it's very hard to say, but we're going into game one, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna have all that action coming right up as we get into the game here. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, I don't think there's any aggression, but let's look at the summoner spells here as they take a moment to pop up on your screen.
No TPs from either mid laner, so there's only TPs coming from the top side of the map. Nico opting for Ignite and Orianna opting for Cleanse.
Yeah, that is true. That is an interesting pick, the cleanse. I do think it is for surviving lane. But
Right.
I don't know if that warrants that pickup. But I mean, it's not like Orianna can build Quicksilver Sash, so I guess it makes little sense. Just feel like the TP is kind of necessary to get those fights rolling. But we are in game one of UWRU BONK versus I Dream of Memes. And each side looks like they're trying to 5 point and do an invade here on I Dream of Memes,
30 seconds until minions
but
spawn.
nothing happens. They are spotted out, so
Yeah. I mean, looking at the rosters one more time, we see a lot of AP coming out from what is this? Bonk. Oh, here we see an exchange.
oh, that's a lot of damage on Woodward Ocean right away.
But yeah, a lot of AP coming out. We have the Kale, Diana, and the Orianna from Bonk.
Minions have spawned.
If Cho'Gath builds a lot of Amor, I don't really see how they're gonna kill Cho'Gath if he gets big, especially he has Grasp. He's gonna have a lot of HP.
Yeah, I do think that really comes down to how Manny can manage his early aggression, right? Because obviously there's a range advantage on Kale, and the more farm you deny from Cho'Gath, the less big that he really gets. So it's really up to him to keep him in check for the early stage of the game. Like I said, though, I do think Rylaion has the Caitlyn versus Vayne is a very simple matchup, right? You just want to try to poke and harass as much as possible. So it's very dependent on how this early game goes here. But I do agree that Cho'Gath does have the nice scaling that, unfortunately, Bonk don't really have a choice till later in the game.
Yep, so just very standard starts coming out from both teams. Like you predicted, nothing crazy happening too early in the game, but we'll see how level 2 happens in the bot lane here. Orianna getting the early advantage mid lane, getting some nice poke onto Nico.
Yeah, and that is what you want to see, because as soon as Nico gets her full combo, it's kind of, you have to kind of play a little safe and dodge those very, very nasty tangled roots every time they come out.
It'll be interesting to see how much Rel roams here, because with Caitlyn, Rel, the range advantage, like you said, very hard for Vayne to really get any pressure in lane. We'll see if Rel will roam mid early to try to get that lead for Orianna.
Yeah. Speaking of junglers, Volps has cleared his full top side, as Arsenic has also cleared his bot side, but it looks like Arsenic is a little bit further ahead in the tempo. But they are going to end up on opposite sides, so it's going to be a Scuttle 1-for-1 trade in that department.
Interesting how they sent Hecarim to start red, so they're not opting for that early gank bot. Like it looks like they want to just focus more resources top lane for the side of Team Green.
Yeah, looks like it, and not sure if anybody saw that, but Arsenic did pop that vision cone. I don't think it caught that ward there. So Manny does see Arsenic in the river there, but no wards for the side of the bottom lane here. So Volps does have an opportunity to maybe get Scuttle and gank, and oh, nothing happened mid, but bot. Did you want me to do this one, my dude?
Oh wait, I thought you were play-by-play and I was color.
Oh, did you want to do that? It doesn't matter to me now.
That's how I'm just sitting here. I don't mind either way.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do play-by-play then. Sorry about that, folks.
Sorry about that. We both just sat here watching the fight. Well,
All right. Well, yeah, that happened. A lot of summoners used on both sides. All bottom lane summoners on the side of green have been used. As a nice rupture from Windward, but Manny's doing a lot of poke of his own. Laser getting out of mana in the mid lane. And that means that I Dream of Memes. Oh, never mind. Mustard Cat going in and fizzed everywhere. So low. So is Ryleon. But Arsenic Fox is there to back him up. And a missed Rupture as we keep going back and forth between the bottom and top lanes here.
A lot of things happening at the same time around the map. Hecarim just sitting in this bush waiting for maybe purple to step up a little too far.
Yeah, I don't think that's even possible. He does show, so that is definitely a red flag for them. And they are going to both back up.
Yeah, taking account of summoners on the side of green, all summoners are down. So that's something to keep in mind, especially for Volp's, Diana, but she hits 6. Maybe she hits 6 before the flash comes up again. And on the side of purple, heal and flash is still available on the Caitlyn.
Manny has to be careful here as he's out of mana, gets silence. Windward actually not taking the grasp off of Manny here. And the lane is just going to sit there. Good freezing by Windward as Manny has to go back here. He's getting ruptured. He's forced to flash. Volps is up here, but I don't know if he can do much as Wind Ocean does have enough mana for his big chompy chomp ability. So Volps is just going to back away.
Already seeing quite a big CS lead or CS difference in the top lane. Cho'Gath versus Kayle.
Yeah.
48-24. Double. Cho'Gath has double Kayle CS.
Yeah, that is not good. And I don't know how that came about. We haven't really seen a lot of top lane action recently, except for those trades. But hopefully Manny's doing all right up there as Cameron wants to go to bot lane as, the ones that are being shoved in are supposed to be the ones that are shoving in, I think. So I'm not sure how that ended up as Arsenic looks like he's just sitting on a ward there as he backs, so they're going to know that information.
Just casually backing on a ward, Don't want that extra gold, save time.
Oh, Mustard Cat's going in here. Fizzed everywhere is in trouble. Ignited. First Blood goes over to Rel's Ignite as Primus is the next target. But Primus is tanky. Does land a stun on the Volps. Almost dies to the long-range ability of Caitlyn's, but that might be Dragon Control over to BONK.
Yeah, I definitely think it's good if BONK goes for the dragon here. And they are... No, sorry, that is green pinging the dragon, so they are aware that it is good for purple to go for dragon here.
Yep, and it looks like they're seeding that one, but interestingly enough, BONK doesn't seem like they want the dragon. Interesting choice there.
Maybe just putting a lot of respect on the Hecarim. I mean, they just took out they just took out the Vayne and they took Leo really low, so they know Leo has to back. I don't see the reasoning behind not taking the dragon.
Yeah, that is definitely a missed opportunity as Arsenic and Windward are up here taking Rift as first objective of the Silver Series. Interesting choices. I do respect the taking of the Rift Herald, but now it looks like a part of Manny is the next target, or at least was, as he did notice something was fishy. There's a lot of coverage of wards up in the top side of the map right now.
Yeah, good response from green, thinking or knowing that purple should be taking the dragon. They just go for the top side of the map and trade that objective away, so they're not exactly losing out on too much.
Yeah, this is an incredible gameplay so far. I do have to agree with Soviet Snipes in the chat. Free 14-minute Herald, take it away. That is pretty good. You like to see, you love to see it.
It was supposed to be a trade.
It was, as Windward is pretty damage heavy right now onto Manny, as Manny needs to stay in ranged away from windward as
see.
laser sniped. Might be in trouble here. Primus is nearby, spotted on a ward. Nothing
See a
happening
lot
there.
of aggression from Team V onto this dragon. Looks like they do want to take it for themselves. They said, if you don't want it, you're not gonna take it. We'll take it. And they're gonna spawn Herald in the river to join the party.
Yeah. Interesting drop location. But oh, Primus flashing in with the nice pull, but oh, Fizz Everywhere unfortunately did condemn Mustard back, and it's chasing after Ryleon. Ryleon flashes away. Arsenic got caught in a turret shot. Ryleon gets stunned by the Leo ultimate as Fizz Everywhere is on the dive. 3 turret shots. That's gonna do it for Fizz Everywhere, and Mustard picks up another kill for herself. Not the right target as Laser Snipe is going aggressive. Oh, we're back to bot lane, I guess, and Mustard Cat goes back in. Arsenic Fox so low. Another kill over the Mustard Cat as Volps does pick up Primus. What a... Wow, that was a lot of trades.
Sequence. So, it does look like Purple comes out on top with a 3-0 Rel. Wow. For... It could have gone to any champion in the game and it went to... Or in that exchange and it went to Rel.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also, I'd like to point out that Herald or Shelly, joining the party in the river, not able to take any plating mid lane.
Yeah.
You see that mid tier 1 still has 5 plates.
Ooh.
I mean, I guess there
Yeah.
is an argument to be had that Shelly just ate damage from the mid laner so that the mid laner couldn't join the dragon fight.
I mean, I think the timing of it was correct. I just think the placement was a little off. You could have spawned it over the wall, maybe, onto the turret, so it would have got a charge right after it hit the ground. But interesting that they were able to take it out, I think, as Ryleon gets 3 hits and half health from Fizzed Everywhere. Wow.
Yeah, and that Vayne's just gonna keep starting to hurt more and more for those 3 shots. Eventually might be enough to take out the entire HP bar. Kraken and Vayne's W does a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially to the tanky targets, but they only really have 1 tanky target on the team, and it is the one with 3 kills, as Volps is looking for a gank mid lane. Does land the Q, gets the E, no ultimate used yet. The Ori Shockwave comes out. Boxen and Kickstons is going to respond with ult of his own. Volps is just dead under tower, and Laser Snipes flashes away. Oh, man, that was unfortunate.
Just a little bit of an overcommit and maybe just missed timing on the ults, as you see that Diana and the Ori ulted, I think, at the same time. So they didn't really stack that CC well enough. I think that was a kill mid lane if they just played a little better, and props to Arsenic Fox for being there for the counter gank.
Yeah, that was a very good response with the onslaught of shadows, and I still feel like this bottom lane is where the camera wants to go after everything said and done. As you tell me about this, because I would have expected that Caitlyn and Rel would have the upper hand in getting the push out, but maybe they're just respecting Arsenic a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I expected, Caitlyn, Rel with that range advantage to just be able to push lane and control the wave as they see fit. But yeah, maybe you're right. They're just paying their respects to the Hecarim and not pushing out too far. Especially with, we saw that Leona earlier really, really looking for those opportunities. She flash EQ'd.
That is true. And Volps is up here again on the top side. He's going to pop the sweeper, does find the warden there. Arsenic is nearby, has no ultimate. Is going to take Scuttle. And that's all there is for that one, as Rylan gets a nice cheeky ward death over the wall there.
Look to point out the CS differences. So top lane, it was around like a 25 CS difference last time you mentioned it. Now it's down to 15, slowly getting back. Bot lane actually evened out their CS. Oh wow, here we go.
Primus is very far ahead, and Fizz Everywhere pops the ultimate. So does Mustard Cat, and Ryleon just says goodbye, as Mustard Cat is condemned back away. That was just almost too easy for Primus.
Yeah, I mean, Leona, if you position correctly on Leona, her kit's really, really strong and able to lock down target for a very long time. And Vayne can definitely kill a target in that amount of time.
Yep. As Volps is looking like I can't really tell exactly, but it looks like he might be on Rift Herald right now. This will be the second Rift Herald of the game.
Almost 2 Rift Heralds before 14 minutes. Not
I
just
know,
one, but 2.
but two. That is impressive. And Dragon's not even up yet for another 10 seconds. We do have teleports, excuse me, available on both sides of the top lane. But Windward Ocean is just beating Manny apart, just chomps him. And that is a kill free. No flash expended from Manny. I just think he underestimated the damage right there.
I'd like to see green try to force the dragon here. They do have the TP. Yeah, they are forcing the dragon because they have the TP advantage top lane as Kale is dead, and purple just doesn't have an option here but to forfeit the dragon.
Yep, and there might be a soon-to-be top tower as well, as the next minion next wave of minions is coming in. Mr. Cat lurking around mid lane for right now, as the TP was expended.
Where do you think this second herald's going to be used? Or rather, if you were on BONK, where would you want this herald to be used?
Ooh, I think you try to get top lane ahead, or bottom lane. I don't think. I mean, they're getting pushed as Laser Snipe actually whiffs or does hit the ultimate shockwave there, but not enough damage. Good on Box and a Kittens to use her invisibility there, but she's still in trouble. Flashes away, gets to safety. But yeah, I do think it's either bot or top, and I mean, tops looks like it might be gone by the time I'm saying this, as
First
part of
tower.
Manny
I
is
think that
ripping
actually
apart.
is first tower. Wow, that
Yep.
is first tower going over to purple, even though Cho'Gath has this massive lead top lane. He
Yep.
opted to not TP back. Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Does have the good old Frostfire Gauntlet build already. So I think Manny might have a buy at the back here. Does get the Kraken Slayer, so that is not going to be the Wits End start or any crazy Nashers to start like Volps is doing, but fair enough, as it is a tank that Manny is facing in the top lane.
Looks... Oh, I thought since Diana walked mid like that, they were going to spawn the Herald mid, but it looks like they just want to shove mid and get some deeper vision into the enemy jungle. Very good. And
Yep.
yeah, top towers are traded as both tier 1s going down in the top lane.
Yeah, I do think you're right, JR. They should probably use it here. I mean, it's an opportune moment. You have 4 people in the mid lane here.
And there it
gonna be
is.
tough.
That was the plan. You know, get some deeper vision, get mid wave pushed, and then spawn the Herald and get the tower. You know, open up the map, because you know when that tier 1 tower falls, it gives a lot more room and opportunity for plays.
And Windward Ocean TPing in here does not find a ruptured target so far. Arsenic is on the slower side right now. Might be a dive opportunity. This is Nayram as Manny is top. No TP to spend. Yeah, looks like they might just take tower here. Shockwave comes in on 3, but no follow-up. Laser Snipe have to flash and cleanse, and Mustard Cat is caught in the middle of everything. Does flash away. Is it enough? No, it's not. Fizzed Everywhere is going to pick up that one. Double kill over there, and oh man, that was just a wipe. 3 in the mid lane for Nada.
Yeah, I think perhaps maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. Oh wow, he does get the tower, and he gets out with his life. Oh, the minion auto came through.
Oh no,
no.
Manny! It's okay, it was a fast back.
Fastback, yes.
Fastback.
I too. I think on my best games, I think I fastback approximately 17
Fastback.
times as well. You know, fastback.
That was all planned. That one minion said, "You know what? Let me make you back even faster than 8 seconds. It'll be fine."
Just going over what happened there, the Rel, the Orianna, and the Diana all ulted at separate times. I think they were just trying to, you know, hold the line of scrimmage and buy time for that KO, but ended up the fight just ended up blowing up, and then they just didn't time their ultis together at all, and it just caused their downfall in that fight, I think.
I definitely agree. I mean, Orianna ball should be on Mustard Cat for all times when you're trying to engage these fights, because Rel is gonna be the one engaging. It is not good that she still has 3 kills. I mean, would have liked to see those kills go around, but it is what it is. And if your tank is the one that's fed, you better use her to the best of your ability. Am I right? Like,
Yeah. I mean,
um,
it like especially getting like early locket since you are 3-1, you have that extra 900 gold on Rel.
yeah,
Early locket's really good here just to provide a shield, that instant shield to your team. Would like to see the Rel use it more, maybe roam mid when Nico didn't have flash or something else.
yeah. Looks like Mustard is looking for a nice pick here. We'll get ruptured. And it looks like 5v5 is about to start as the Leona ult comes out. Primus engaging, Mustard Cat re-engage, and the ultimates are just going out. Winwood picks up the kill on kill right away. Box of the Kittens kills Mustard Cat as Fizz Everywhere is going to clean up Volps. No, they're going to trade Arsenic Fox on the back end with Primus, and that's going to clean up. That is a team gap ace coming out for Silver Green here.
Our first team gap ace in the silver series.
No. Wow.
20 minutes into the game. Wow. Did not
20
expect
minutes.
it. 20 minutes into the game. Wow. Like to point out beautiful ult by Heckerman to the backline. I think those 4 feared targets.
Yeah.
Absolutely like wow.
Yep, the
And,
Onslaught of Shadows did come out very nicely there.
good, good look on good look from the Leona to start off that fight, because I mean, if you let purple start the fight and they coordinate properly, it's really hard to play the game with all that CC and all that lockdown. So I mean, Leona going in, starting the fight, probably their best bet here.
Yeah, what do you think went wrong in that fight for the side of BONK? Because it seemed like they got caught in that sliver of bush there in the bottom side,
Yeah,
and they just
I
went Ari from there.
I really think it was the fear, because so they were all in that choke, and then the fear just split them in 2 directions, and then the ones that were feared towards the rest of green just got shredded, and then you saw what happened the rest of the fight.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So now they are about 4K behind in terms of gold. Is there any way they come back from this?
I think there is a way. I mean, we do see the Kale, so late game, late game, late game. That's the only
Okay.
way I really see them coming back into this game. As we see 3 bounties coming out from Team Green. Just what's a gold lead, 4K gold lead right now, and they're on Soul Point. 3 Drags, and that's Mountain Drake, not doing Bonk any favors whatsoever, making it just even harder with those resistances.
Yeah, this is gonna have to drag out a long time for Manny to get the items as he needs. He's still only on a Kraken Slayer. Might have enough gold for something on the back here. Looking like a Blade of the Rune King. As it looks like the side of green is gonna kind of group up on the top side here. Primus looking for the root, but not gonna find it. The Zenith Blade missing just a hair. As Baron has started up now. And Box of the Kittens is engaging on Manny with the ultimate, but doesn't find anything else after that. As this is a split map right now. TP available for part of Manny. Baron is getting a pretty low. Volp's going in, does the moonfall. Nice re-engage by Mustard Cap. And the Baron goes to green, and they're cleaning this one up just nice and tidy as Primus dies just to the burn of Laser Snipe. And they're still on this. TP coming in from Manny. Can he clean up the fight? No. Fizzed Everywhere is on the back end, just shredding them apart. Stun Condemned comes out. Ryleon is the last to go, and that is another team gap ace for the side of green. Holy moly.
Wow, 2 aces, 23 minutes. I mean, I expected a chaotic game, but I mean, this is a little too chaotic for what I expected.
Yeah, that is wild. And mid lane inhibitor is the target again. And the gold lead just shifted a lot more in green's favor.
Yeah, went from
As,
4K to 10K in 2 seconds. I mean, 2 minutes, sorry. But what felt like 2 seconds. And although BONK did get aced, I mean, I was looking at the damage and like the potential is there. I saw the Diana Rel, or I mean, maybe with the help of Baron, it got 3 of the members from green down to half HP. Like, imagine if Kale was there and they were like, they actually fight properly with each other. I feel like there's still a slim chance because of the Wombo that
Yeah,
BONK gets back in this.
I definitely agree. Like they just had it seems like every fight that they take, there's just pieces of ultimates there, but not a cohesive unit. And I think that is what they needed. Sonya is now built on Volp, so he's gonna use that every single fight, but there has to be the rest of the team there. I mean, even if it's like across the wall, I mean, they do have a lot of ranged characters, and Diana and Rel are the only ones that need to go in, but they just can't seem to find it.
Oh, have you seen this Kale build? Sorry, I have not seen this Kale build, but maybe I'm just super behind the times.
I have seen this kill build. It isn't very common. It does do wonders against tanks. I mean, just like the AP build does, but I don't know if that was the correct choice here, as he's finding himself pretty far behind, especially against Fizzed everywhere. But
I think
looks like Dragon is the next target here.
I think maybe the idea here was they saw that they had a lot of AP damage. Maybe they wanted to balance it out, and Kale decided like, yeah, I'll just go on hit or AD, whatever this is.
Ox of the Kittens is caught out here, and the first to fall. No, yes, it will be. Shutdown going over to Rylon, flashes away. Part of Manny ulting himself, and Condemn comes out from Fizzed everywhere. And unfortunately, Mustard Cat is caught in the back end of that trade. That is a 4-for-1 in favor of Green, and that is Soul going over to Green as well. Yikes, what happened there?
Also, my directed camera, it just jumped around a lot. I didn't get it, like, the top half of, or like the fight in that little choke again, got cut off on the top part of my screen. I didn't get to see exactly what happened there.
Ah, okay.
But,
well, from my screen, it looked like Primus just landed a beautiful 4-man ultimate. But I think that was the Solar Eclipse, if I'm not, or Solar Flare, excuse me, if I'm not mistaken. And that just kind of crippled their team right off the bat. They were 2 grouped together.
I mean, yeah, if you're 2 grouped together, you know, there is the Leo and the Nico there to instantly punish you with those hard-hitting ultimates, you know? You're gonna be stunned and then rooted, and not to mention the damage that comes out of Nico's R.
That is true, and it just seems like every fight they're taking, they're getting further and further behind on BONK. I wonder if they have some sort of plan to get this Kale ahead, to get some kills on the board for him, as Manny just isn't finding it. Each of these fights, they're just 2 grouped together, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, you know, Kale is trying to still side lane. Really scary to side lane here as Kale. I'm not even sure if she can 1v1.
Getting so low has to flash away. Wow. Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah, no worries.
that was close.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Kale, I'm shaking because I don't know if I can stand up to anyone in a 1v1.
It looks like Windward Ocean is the target, though, as Volps has arrived. That's a very tanky Cho'Gath you're trying to face with 2 not-so damage-heavy killers right now. But that guy still has Chomp, too. Or he actually doesn't. Interestingly enough, I think he used it on a minion. But top lane is also the target here. Shockwave misses completely. Mustard Cat is in the middle of that, but Arsenic just goes right on to Orianna, kills right away. Mustard is the next one to fall from Fizz everywhere. It's just so unfortunate, as they're in their base under the tower. Part of Manny is there. Box of the Kittens is actually 1v1ing her. Wow, it gets the nice Tangled Roots. Box of the Kittens does take a tower shot, will fall. Volps will be traded back, and I think that might be game 1.
Ace.
And the 3rd ace! First game of Silver League!
3 aces. That is gonna be nice for Team Green on the stats reporting.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is, alright. I mean, yeah, that was incredible, game 1. The spectator bug will come out, so exit out of that real quick, but geez, I mean, that was a very, very. It could have gone in the favor of Bonk, but it just didn't. Over and over again, just those little mistakes happening. I feel like led them to their downfall. But yeah, that was a good first game, and no one's surprise, Vayne was the one that did the most damage in that game.
Let me take a look at the damage charts. Vayne doing 18k, and second on the team would be Heckram doing 13k. And on the other team, Ori is also doing 13k damage. I mean, yeah, Vayne doing a lot of damage. You know, she ended the game 9-3. What'd you
Yeah,
expect?
yeah. I mean, it was good gameplay. I mean, it was a little shaky for Fizz early on. I think he did get caught out a few times, if I'm not mistaken, but cleaned it up nicely in the end there. Knew when to pop the ultimate. Did actually build Gale Force here.
Yeah,
But yeah.
hold on. So early on we saw the 3-0-1 rel, right?
Mm.
Um, wasn't really able to convert much with that 3-0, you know. I'm remembering now, I think the only other person could have gone to was Kaylin, I think, because it was, what was it, 3v2 bot lane? Was it Heckram that showed up?
I think you might be right. There was a time where Ryleon did die and then Mustard picked up the kill. I think that happened twice though, so that was just unfortunate. But yeah, I do believe one of the times could have been given over, but it was a knight, I think, that took it actually. So maybe opting for the exhaust might be the play.
Yeah, I mean, from Purple's point of view, like they had that early 3-0 on the rel. But I mean, other than that, I didn't see any other point in the game where they were in a position of power. They even didn't opt for the first drag, and then Green just, you know, they said, okay, yeah, you don't want it, I'll take it, and then Green just started going from there.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, we will get into game two shortly here. I'm excited to see what the next one do. I mean, three aces in one game. That's a lot. You know, according to our previous history in the Gold League. But man, just the extreme focus that Green pulled out this game. I wonder if Purple has any response to that as get their mental in check. Maybe find a different strategy that will work for them. I believe I think the comp was good.
Oh yeah.
But
I think with a few minor tweaks, Purple definitely had a good chance there. You know, good comp. Sorry to cut you off there.
yeah, no
Um,
problem.
good comp, just slightly wrong execution. You know, we didn't really see any of the wombo coming through, so yeah, that did cause the downfall there.
Okay. Well, second game is getting set up right now. But yeah, I do think they might need a change. Maybe how their bans work. I mean, we did, you know, the Heckram, that was a very good force. You can't ban them all, but maybe they have to trade some bans out for that Heckram because that felt like it was just too powerful to let up with that fear.
Yeah, really, really like to give props to. Sorry, who was their jungler again? Was Arsenic on the
Arsenic,
Hecarim? Yeah,
yes,
it's his. You know, like you said, he's been playing a lot of Hecarim games, and you know, it showed there. Really hitting those really important fears for his team.
true. But yeah, it's gonna come down to this second game here. Already match point. This is a best of three, so yeah, I just don't know how they're gonna manage all these bans because we had it set. We had the Anivia, and I believe the last one was the Nautilus. So a lot of bans coming out. I mean, we now know that Primus can play more than just Nautilus, so maybe that might have to be traded out for Hecarim. That's what I would trade out. But regardless,
Yeah, I think like you suggested in the first round of picks, if they did pick out Morgana, the game could have gone very differently, or probably would have gone very differently, especially with that
that's
Black
true.
Shield. And I don't know,
Yeah.
because imagine if Morgana got the 3-0. You know, she does do a fair bit of damage. You know, she's played jungle. Although you won't be building straight damage, you still do a fair bit as more support.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, that Black Shield is so strong against Leona. So, like I said, it was in the draft. I was like, Shield is so strong against Leona, so strong against Hecarim. And it seems like, they wanted to play this, team fight heavy comp. So Morgana is a good backlash to that.
Yeah. Also, if they like choose if Morgana is pickable for them, that like maybe you don't have to ban the Nautilus. Maybe you have room for the Hecarim ban, right? Because you're able to Black Shield the Nautilus engage, for example.
Hmm,
Could be an option for purple here.
fair enough. And we're getting everyone into the lobby right now. And yeah, I'm excited to see what this second draft comes. If BONK can pull it off, I mean, we would like a game 3. I would say, and that was only a what 20 something minute game. Crazy. I mean, just the two heralds, it still boggles my mind that those were taken so early on. But the
Yeah,
dragon, I do feel like the dragon was one of the things that was like, oh man, that was just such a missed opportunity.
yeah, missed
But
opportunity for sure. You know, even Green saw it, they started paying the dragon. They responded appropriately with the herald. Um, but yeah, purple. I'd like to point out. I think I saw a lot more. Like they went for more aggressive vision. More so than Green did. So, if they kind of use their abilities together, have an eye out for their objectives and keep that good vision, I feel like they do have a solid chance coming into game two.
that's fair. And let me toss you an invite real quick. Where there you are. All right. And I cannot see chat, so I'm not sure if the draft was posted or not. Actually, go ahead and re-invite me so I can see
Oh,
that chat.
yeah, give me a second here. Oh yeah, there we go. Prediction going through in chat. It was 59% to green and 41% to purple, and green did win. So yeah, Soviet snipes enjoy, or sorry, Soviet, enjoy your points.
Yeah. And pardon the technical difficulties. We'll have to remake the lobby real quick as it did bug.
To answer Soviet's question in chat, I think purple or bonk got one herald, and like that's it because we saw two heralds go over to
Ugh.
green and the soul as well.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. All right, we're still having trouble getting everyone in. It's a work in progress.
If each of these lobbies were a game, we'd be on what? Game 5 right now.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I still can't see chat.
I also can't see chat. We'll have to get one of them to DM us
Yeah.
the link.
Have our lovely production team go ahead and DM us those spectator links and the captains their regular links as well. But yeah, I do think like both teams had good comps. It really just comes down to the execution, right? And it does seem like BONK is going to take red side once again. So same sides. But yeah, this is match point already, and we'll have to see how the draft changes because I mean, if you can't execute on one, you got to try something else, right? Um,
Right. It'll be interesting to see what purple comes up with here. Maybe adapt the bans to what they saw last game, and we'll see what comp they have in response.
yeah, for sure. It did make it a little easier on them that they had such a really, you know, easy for setup, but it's just it really just came down to the execution of it. Like you were mentioning, like in during the middle of the game, there were just like ults that were whiffed and not stacked properly and things like that. Those little mistakes really do add up when it comes to these team fights, and how you want to play these team fights is really just to stack the ultimates correctly and try to space them out so that, the targets are stunned for like ever. And they certainly had it, but let's see if they could pull off something similar. So still waiting on that draft link real quick, but I'm sure we'll have that up in no time as can't see the chat.
I see Rylan in chat. If you have Rylan, if you have the spectate, if you could throw it to either Wookie or myself, that'll be greatly appreciated.
Okay. Oh,
I mean,
there we go.
while we're waiting, after watching the first game, do you have any thoughts for MVP if Green were to win this upcoming game? Like or rather, if you just had to pick right now, what
Sorry,
would
what was
you?
that question?
Um, who would you put up for MVP and why right now?
Ooh, right now for green.
Yeah.
I really liked Fizz everywhere on the Vayne. Sure, a little bit of mishaps in the early game, but definitely did space well on the Vayne. So I have to give it a Fizz everywhere.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
Vayne was able to put out the damage and follow up with some really good condemns off of either the Leo engage or the Hecarim engage. It's really nice to see.
Okay. And did you get draft link, my good sir?
I did not get draft
Okay.
link.
Let me get that to you. As the client is being super, super buggy, as we
Name a
all
more
know.
iconic Duo League and buggy client.
I know, right? It's crazy. But we do have it, so we are ready for the draft. And that is going to be pulled up on your screen shortly here as we will get into this. And green is going to get the lost ban once again, so we're just going to have to wait out the timer for that one. But yeah, we'll see how the changes. I don't think there's any changes for green that they really have to make here as far as bans go, because, I mean, all the bans were fair. I mean, the Volps plays a lot of Kindred, very experienced on the Kindred jungle, so definitely a good ban there.
I think
As
the bans were Kindred Yumi on the
yeah,
side of green last time for first
Kindred
round.
Yumi.
Yes, Kindred Yumi. I mean, Yumi. From speaking from my team or my old team, we absolutely despise Yumi as a champion. The champ just does so much, or has the potential to do so much, and you can't hit the champion.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, in the hands of Mustard Cat, she's pretty experienced on Yumi, and good Yumi knows those nice ult ranges, and when I guess the timing of the ults too. And it's really just the healing. I mean, pair it with any bruiser like Urgot, Yumi anything is really just what they're gonna go with. And yep, there goes the Yumi as I say that.
Yeah, I mean, Purple
Yeah.
opting for the Nautilus once again, just showing respect. It'll be interesting to see if they ban Leona. Leona there was creating a lot of opportunities, has had good eyes for R's, flash E's, flash R's. It's really nice to see.
Yep. We will have
Hecarim.
the draft up shortly here. Where, like I said, a lot of technical difficulties on the first day. It's
Is
gonna
sorry.
happen.
So for everyone in chat so far, green is banned Yumi and Kindred, as same as first game, and purple adapted their second ban to be Hecarim, and they're currently looking on their third ban.
Yep. And almost up on the third ban here. It
Vayne
will be
coming to
Vayne.
this. So they are showing respect to two of the picks from green last game.
Yep. And yeah, almost there, guys. Bear with us.
Should we throw the spectator link in chat?
Uh, well, I believe our host does have it on production side.
So
If not, I will throw it to him anyways, just in case. But Green will first pick Anivia this time around. Definitely a good champ for Box of the Kittens. Played like I think 80 games on the OPGG, so definitely experience on that champion. I wonder if they're gonna respond with a mid laner here or just go with the bot lane. And it
Fizz
will be the Fizz. Oh boy. That is
is
a very good matchup for Fizz.
wow. So I guess Purple was like, all right, we went for this team fight looking thing, or team fight comp last game, but now they're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna play for picks. You got the Fizz ult, lots of damage, lots of burst, and we got the Ashe ult as well to pick out people.
Yep, and Green is gonna respond here. Don't know what they might respond with. It is gonna be the Leona once again.
So just lots of area of denial so far from Green. Sticking with that Leona. Looked very good last game, so don't see why they would switch off of Leona, especially because Leona is just such a good support right now.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so the draft is live on your screens there. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, the Xin Zhao is a very, very good pick in the meta right now.
Yeah, I'm really happy that Xin Zhao is back in the meta because when I was climbing from silver to gold, Xin Zhao was really strong and it was a lot of fun to play. Early game jungler with the potential to just absolutely snowball the game out of control.
Yep, and Seraphine is going to be the support for the side of BONK this time around. Definitely different comps coming out from both sides this time. I do feel they're much improved, at least from the last one. Counterpicking directly right after the Anivia was probably the smart choice, as this is definitely, in my experience, a pretty good matchup. Can very much bully out the Anivia early on even and get away. As
Right.
bans are coming out. Caitlyn, interesting ban there. I guess to prevent the ADC from kind of smashing the Ashen lane, I would assume.
Yeah, with that range differential, maybe they just want to respect the Caitlyn. Um, we're also seeing the Diana ban from the side of green, probably trying to respect Diana ult into Seraphine ult or vice versa. Does not sound like a very fun time facing up against those two on the same team.
Yeah, as a nice set ban. Like I was saying earlier, like set is just so good not to ban away or pick up, as we now have pick on purple side. Let's see if they opt for a jungle or top here. I would assume it's going to be the jungler, as they already picked their jungler on green side. Would make the most sense.
One thing I like to point out is so far, we watched one game and we watched two drafts. These games are even the drafts are faster paced. In the Gold League, we'd see most teams running down the timer to basically zero. But no, we see first phase from purple, Fizz Ash, boom, done.
Yeah, very true. And yeah, I feel like just from the game, the Gold League, there was so much fighting going on pre 5 minutes, but there was no deaths. There was close, but there was like no deaths beyond 5 minutes, and that is just a crazy, crazy atmosphere for me to think about. But Kaisa and Valbear are the next to be picked up for green, bottom lane and top lane respectively. So now it was
Volibear,
top counter pick.
interesting choice, Volibear here. You go unstoppable in the air, so you can definitely dodge the Seraphine Charm and mess up their backline, especially if like Warwick. Oh, we see Rise being picked up by purple here.
Ooh, wow. Okay, double mage lane or AP lane for the side of Bonk. Run me through. What is this? This is a complete change.
Um, look, I didn't get to look through each player individually, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know where this Rise and where this Fizz is going. Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd guess Rise top
It
Fizz mid because they want to
yeah,
match the Fizz into the Anivia.
right. I do believe that Manny is going to be playing the Rise up in the top side, and Laser Sniped is going to be playing Fizz in the mid lane. As yeah, pretty stock standard comps here. I mean, you really only have Warwick to follow up with the Seraphine ultimate. Everybody else is pretty much
Yeah.
not going to get hit by it. With the Fizz being the title trickster as he is, and this is going to be a lot more early game skirmishes, I feel.
I see. I don't know. I really favor Green's comp here. They are kind of running similar comps to last game in the sense that Green had, Green has a big tank and then two like bruisers, and then Purple only having one tank. So this time around the tank on Purple is Warwick instead of what was the last game? Sorry, Rel.
Rel, yep. Okay.
Whereas, yeah, green is three tank setup, or three beefy champion setup again.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, they do have a pretty standard composition there. You know, the Kaisa Leona, pretty standard bot lane. Jungle Xin Zhao with a nice bruiser in the top side, and then your control mage mid. But I am curious. We saw Manny playing Kale on the top side for purple last game and didn't pan out too well. I feel like Rise is kind of an easier champion to get through lane with, at least in the top side. But definitely an interesting pick because, like I said, they only have Warwick to kind of engage for that Seraphine ultimate. I mean, Ashe can definitely follow up as well, but to be in the thick of things, really Warwick and Fizz are the only prime targets for that. But hey, it might work out for them. I mean, this is definitely a pick comp, other than the last team fight one. So different kind of comp for them might work out.
Yeah, pick comp, very strong. Early on, they picked the Fizz Ashe, so it did show that they wanted to go for a pick comp, and then they followed it up with the Warwick, can lock down a target really easily with his R, and then Rise with the point click roots.
Yeah. So, so you think Green is going to take this one?
I mean, I really like traditional comps like green. I usually see a lot more success out of them because easier to execute because you just kind of group together, play together, win the game.
Nay
Whereas
Ram together.
yeah, just absolutely run through the team together. Whereas Purple's team pick comp definitely has its strengths, right? Able to pick out if they pick out the Kaisa, the Nivea, then it blows the game wide open, especially if they're able to hold on to the Seraphine ult. Just different playstyle, but yeah, I do prefer green because it is a more traditional comp.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to the boys in purple again. I feel like, yeah, sure, they have different comp and they didn't win first game, but I don't know. I like the pick comp, and I mean I'm biased because I love Fizz gameplay, but but I will send my prediction that way because I feel like Ryleon has to get his Ashe gameplay in. Nobody has seen it. They've only seen the Kaisa, and that's not all he can do. So I'm gonna give it to them. But yeah,
I'm really excited to see this Anivia because they banned or Purple banned the Anivia last time, so we didn't get to see it. Now we get to
yeah,
see why it was banned.
true. That is true. Um, I mean I haven't seen Box and the Kittens gameplay on Anivia, but according to the OPGG, it's one of their main champions, or if not the main champion for Box and the Kittens. So I saw a lot of question marks or dots in the chat earlier, so I was like, was it worth to leave that up? I guess we'll see.
I
Uh,
mean, coming off of a rough first game, playing against that Hecarim and that Vayne, it might feel really daunting to not ban them. So I guess the pressure, or it was just that much so that they had to ban it over the Anivia.
that's fair. Yeah, definitely viable bans right there. And I mean, I think Laser, has what it takes on the Fizz to try to shut down this Anivia. If I mean, if Anivia doesn't know the matchup, or I mean, I would expect Anivia to kind of play safe in the lane, but it's hard to do that when you have a fish coming your way and you just can't. You don't have nothing to stop it going through the ground, and it just suddenly you're bursted down to egg, and then rinse and repeat pretty much. So
I'm expecting an invade from green here. You know, they have a lot of early CC and potential for a lot of damage with that Kaisa passive. And response from purple, not much hard CC level 1 except for the Rise route, but is Rise really gonna start route level 1? Not likely.
whoa, wait a minute. I don't know about you, but in my Rise gameplay, it's actually pretty good to start route level 1 because you get those juicy auto attacks to create pressure in the lane because you're range versus melee, and that is what you want to do. You want to use your range matchup as much as possible. So
Oh,
don't
I
knock it till
see.
you try it.
Sorry, I in my mind I see Rise and I think mid lane, so I assumed Rise versus Nivea, but I fail to
Ah,
realize it's
gotcha.
Rise versus Volibear. So yeah, root would be a good
Yep.
start here, or a good option as yeah.
I mean, but that is up to the player choice at that point. So we'll have to see how that top lane matchup goes. I mean, we did see that Manny was kind of picked apart in lane by Windward Ocean on the Cho'Gath. So will the same thing happen? I don't know. If he just has to, I think he just has to play his spacing a little bit better. Um, Otherwise, I think it might be beneficial for Rise to scale very well into the late game. Um, but we'll have to see as we're about to get into game 2 of silver green versus silver purple. What the purple? Words
Purple.
are hard. But that will be I Dream of Memes versus
Purple.
UWRU BONK. I
Isn't
think the UWRU was messing me up in my head. So.
isn't like purple like a block in Minecraft? Have you been playing Minecraft recently?
Do not play Minecraft. I would not know.
It's been a long time since I played Minecraft, but it seems familiar. But yeah, as we load into game here, like I said, I kind of expecting an invade from green here. You know, if
Okay.
you're up a game, you have the comp for it. You know, if it works in your favor, great. The game could be over in the first few minutes.
You
If it doesn't
know,
go your way, you know, you can
wait a
recover
minute.
and you still
That
up a game.
sounds familiar. That sounds like a Gold League opinion right there. Oh man. All right, we will be starting game 2 here as we now on the Rift. JR is expecting an invade, but I don't know if that's necessarily the play.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I mean, yeah, purple doesn't have a strong level 1, and they are going to 5 point correctly. So they will spot out
30
anybody who
seconds until
tries to
minions
get anywhere
spawn.
here, as Boxing and Kittens does place down a ward for his jungler, as Laser Snipe spots him out on that. This is really good 5 point, by the way. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna take a lot of stabs for the Gold League, but man, just from that last game alone, it's been really like interesting to see how the Silver League is going so far. And I mean, it's only the second game.
Yeah, good standard 5 points coming out from both teams.
Yeah, just like the last game, except this time Green is not invading, so they are going to start opposite sides once again on the junglers. So, but it
Another
will be.
change.
Go ahead.
Both mid laners opting for TP compared to last game when one took cleanse and one took ignite. Now they both have TP. They have a lot more presence on the map.
That is true, and that is fair. I think that is fair for Fizz to take TP in a range matchup. I do think he has a lot of kill pressure, but TP is always a safe route there. As Arsenic looking like he's getting pretty low. We'll heal up quite a bit there. And it looks like Volps is doing a fantastic clear time right there. Already done with his top side, or bottom side, excuse me. Except for Wolves, as Fizz everywhere gets chunked out to half health. And hopefully, I mean, we see a different side to bot lane as they, on the side of purple, were pushed in very much throughout the entirety of the last game.
Yeah, it might be the same case this game with Oh, you said purple pushed, pardon?
Yeah,
Or,
purple were pushed in for most of the game.
yeah. Um, you know, Ashe Seraphine into Kai'Sa Leona. As long as Ashe Seraphine keep their range, they can probably control the wave and poke down the enemy champs as they see fit. But if Leona is able to get that push control and apply that pressure, then the lane gets really hard for Ashe and Seraphine.
Yep. And interesting thing to note, Volps right there just put a ward inside of the blue topside jungle. So he sees that it's cleared. Looks like he's aiming mid lane as Windward is forced to pop a potion. Very fair. Box and Kitten's now the one engaged. Misses the Q, gets feared on Flash. In the egg form, they can't do anything else because they're right under tower as Primus goes in with the nice Zenith Blade onto Ryleon. Ryleon has yet to flash away, is ignited. First Blood goes over to Fizz everywhere as Muscat does flash away, gets exhausted, or gets just collapsed on, and Arsenic Fox does pick up that kill, assumedly with the red buff. Good follow-up gank.
Yeah, we had two ganks back to back there. We saw the Warwick trying to get that Fizz that lead because, Fizz with a gold is very, very scary. They do end up managing to pop the egg, but since the egg was in such a bad position and they're both melee, the tower would be shooting at them. I guess they just decided that they would die trying to take out the egg. And then on the bot side of the map, just beautiful engage onto Ralion by Primus, and then the follow-up from Xin Zhao is really nice to see.
Yeah, and Xin Zhao is that's kind of what he does. Sets up his laners in a very interesting position with that nice W to extend the range of his audacious charge. It's very hard to just get away from. He's such an annoying champion, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits you that W, that E range, thanks to Riot, Xin Zhao's coming over half the map to get to you and then knock you up,
Thanks to Riot, indeed, making the most interesting decisions of this game. Love to see it, sarcastically, but Windward Ocean engaging on to Partamani, who does flash. And that's the end of that story. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No worries.
But yeah. Infernal Drag, first one up.
Yeah, Infernal Drag up again, or up first. Kind of disappointing. I like to see one of those exciting souls.
Disappointing? Well, true. I mean, could be Ocean Soul, though.
Yeah, it could be Ocean Soul still. Yeah, that is on the table. We're not going to see Infernal. But, Infernal map also is really, really cool to see. So I'm kind of sad about that, but it is what it is. We go on.
True. As Asho, the Hawk does fly out, sees that the Raptors are gone. And nobody's on Dragon quite yet. As we do have gold lead over onto the side of green. And that is only because of the one gank. Other than that, pretty calm so far.
Yeah, pretty calm. So, I'm watching the vision line, and once again...
Uh-oh. Fox and a Kitten's in trouble, too. Topside was indeed, but Laser Snipe gets... Oh, no! Gets blocked by the wall. You just don't like to see that. I gotta interrupt because Volps does land a fear onto Fizz Everywhere. Fizz Everywhere does not opt to flash. Primus is the next target. It gets slowed by Aurelion. Does flash away and will get away.
This seems like deja vu. They kill the ADC, they get the support half. Will they go for the dragon? Will they go for the dragon? No, they will not. It's deja vu. Not again.
No, not again.
No.
All right.
Exact same situation.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go through the VOD, I think. That was a very good opportunity. They knew that Arsenic was topside. I believe he was spotted out somewhere along the line, unless they just opted to not do it because Laser Snipe did die, maybe. But They will clear vision at least on the bottom side of the map. They do have pink there. Volps is kind of leaning toward it, but is gonna opt for maybe a gank instead onto Boxen and Kittens, who does have the egg once again. Laser Snipe is on the back end, which is not good. He is up in CS, but doesn't make a difference that because Boxen does have a kill. And yeah, this is just a pretty slow-paced game comparatively, maybe. I mean, there has been a lot more kills rung out, but overall, not anything happened, just like last game. And Rift Herald spawning in a few seconds here.
Yeah, before all that happened in the top, mid, and bot lane, in that order actually, which is kind of insane. Let's pointing out the vision game from both sides. Once again, Purple was trying to push that vision line, as you pointed out, that early ward from Warwick into the blue side jungle. You know, they're still trying to push that vision, and you see they have a ward in the tri-bush, whereas blue has basically no wards past the mid line or the middle line of the map.
Yeah, we'll say that their vision on the bot side is pretty good this time around, as but you have to do something with it, right? This is it was the opportune time to take Dragon with the vision there, with the bottom lane pressure. A couple of pings going out though, because Arsenic is spotted down there from those 2 wards that are placed in that tri-bush. Bit of a whoopsie there.
Double the vision, as I would tell my teammates.
Double the vision, twice the fall, something like that.
Yep. Yeah. So 4-1 game. Gold spread evenly across Team Green.
And Dragon seems to be the target for Arsenic, as they are starting it up. And trade for Rift Herald, maybe? Looks like Volps is taking that currently, as, oh my gosh, Windward is getting absolutely crushed in lane. Laser Snipe engaging onto Boxens, does not get the wall hop, is landing into a trap here, Fizzed everywhere. Does not hit the W, will hit the auto attack though. That is something you cannot evade. Laser Snipe going a little bit too deep there.
Yeah, I mean, good rotate from Kaisa and Leona there to help the Nivea, and the League God actually gave Fizz a chance. They didn't let him E over the wall into his death, but then he walked into his death instead.
Yeah. I don't know if he didn't know that they were there, or he was just too much in the moment, as Rift Herald is popped top lane. Turret's about half health. We'll get all the plates on that one. And it looks like they're going to force this turret off of Windward, who is going to just kind of rip apart. Forced to not take that offer. And that is a couple of flashes expended for the side of Purple. Did get a lot of plates for it, though, as Laser Snipe is getting chunked down. A lot of damage coming out. And Volps is back in the top lane. He's going to get stunned on the tower, does pop the fear, will pop the ultimate, does get the healing. Part of Manny will steal that kill away, as Volps does end up flashing away. 2 flashes for that kill. Oh, the minions! No!
Not another minion deaths! Oh, not again!
Oh, my lord.
We're seeing a lot of similar themes between both games.
Yeah. For sure.
If this is how all the silver games go, I kind of want to cast more. You know, I like to see, I like to see 3 aces in a game. I like to see minion execute too.
We
like to see that.
We really like the intensity of these games. Despite being a little calm in the early game for last game, I think this game has pretty much picked up where it left off, as we are seeing the same things happening almost.
I mean, props to Volps. You know, he saw he had the vision of killing this Volibear top lane, and he stuck to it, and was almost got it there. Just a little over the limit for the limit test.
Yeah, I mean, I think even like healing off those or not recognizing that the minions weren't there And just healing off the minions on the enemy team that were in front of him would have been beneficial for him to get away from that. But regardless, it is a play that happened. And they will get a lot of plates. As Laser Snipe is looking topside here. They did switch lanes, it looks like. So that's going to be interesting.
Now we get to see the Ryze and Nivea matchup that I was talking about earlier.
True, very true.
Wow. I mean, it's kind of if I'm bonk here, I really want to take down that top turret. You know, get that first tower goal out of the way because as green scales up, they're gonna start mowing down these towers.
Yeah, I don't think putting Ryze in the mid lane would accomplish that though. Fizz is not the greatest pusher when it comes to the waves. I think Ryze, I mean, just doing the same thing that he was doing probably would work out better for them, but it is a decision made, and we're gonna see how the lanes play out now. As it looks like Arsenic is awaiting here patiently. The engage does not come through.
Oh, something I just noticed, pointing out, Xin Zhao went for Chilling Smite and Warwick went for Challenging Smite. So interesting to see the goals that both jungles have in mind. Warwick wanting to, you know, dual champions, and Xin Zhao just wanting to, you know, be much more of a nuisance than he already is.
Yeah, and I mean, Volps, flash expended from early on there. But yeah, Volps did invade a couple of times in the early game looking for that Xin Zhao or trying to take away his jungle. So it makes sense. I'm glad to see that they had a plan in mind when taking those options, as the root does come through onto Fizz Everywhere. Ultimate from Seraphine will hit both of them, and Fizz Everywhere is just dead from Mustard Cat. Not again. Primus is walking away. Two TPs come in from assumedly the mid and top. Oh, both of them, as that was a triple TP expended.
I mean, yeah, good look there. Finally using their ults and synergy.
Or double, sorry.
This is the Ashe Seraphine. You know, Ashe hits the R, Seraphine hits the R, Seraphine hits the R, Ashe hits the R. Either one, you know. And it really showed there where they were able to kill Kai'Sa. That's some nice gold. Although I went over to Seraphine, she will be most likely building Flowing Water eventually, so it will transfer over.
And a part of Manny is the next one in trouble here, as Arsenic did see they're all on the bottom side of the map. That means Manny needs to stay a little bit safe, as Arsenic does pick up the kill, and that is a dead Ryze for 30 seconds. Top tower was taken, though, as Laser Snipe missed the Chum the Waters there. Unfortunate. You hate to see that, for sure, but...
yeah, you do hate to see it.
Looks like Volps is going to respond to this top wave push here, but I don't think he can take on both of them, especially since Arsenic has double buffs here. Crescent Guard available. It looks like they're not going to push that out, as the Infinite Duress is available for Warwick as well. Laser Snipe going in on Fizzed Everywhere. Does not like that damage coming out from Fizzed Everywhere. And he's in a bit of a trouble here still. Volps looking for the plant, does find him. Flash expended. Will get the fear off, and that is a dead Kai'Sa as Volps picks up that kill as a trade.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, good look there from Fizz Everywhere. Well, initially was a good look, you know, he can get all that damage onto Fizz because she did see the Warwick top. She knows Ryze is in base. You know, I mean, they saw Ashe bot, so not many people can be there, you know. Just force your lead upon the Fizz.
Oh no. Primus does miss the Zenith Blade. Ryleon is kind of caught out here, though. Arsenic will get the knock-up, and that is another dead member of Purple, as Mustard Cat is on the run, gets ignited, gets stunned. Will survive, though. Yeah, these vision pockets are very crucial for Arsenic to come and gank on. He has found, you know, a lot of unsuccessful setups, but the ones that he does find are always ending up in kills. And Dragon is up in 2 minutes, so not much they can do around the bottom side here, as still have Laser up top Laser up top and Manny in the mid lane. I don't think it's working out too good for them, honestly, but we'll have to see how this pans out, as Primus does miss the blast cone over the wall there. Mustard is getting dove here. Will get Seraphine ulted. Charmed. The stun comes through from Ash, but Mustard is the one to take out that kill. Primus, actually, Manny is the one engaging onto Primus here. Will pop the solar flare and gets away nicely. But yeah,
really, really nice job on Seraphine.
JRBoyz! 3 kills on the Mustard Cat.
Yeah, once again, I mean, last time was 301, but now it's 310. I mean, still 3 kills. Once again, going to the support. This time, maybe it'll be a little more impactful. Good job on their part to punish the Kaisa for going for that. I mean, Kaisa maybe rightfully still going for that, but you know, with Seraphine ult and Ash ult landing, it's just so doomed for the Kaisa there.
And it looks like Rift Herald is the next target, as Arsenal does find a chum in the waters here. Volp's getting extremely low, does fall to Windward Ocean. Laser Snipe and part of Manny stuck in the Anivia ultimate there. The Glacial Storm, and Panny does get ripped apart by that Icicle. Mustard Cat is inching a little bit too far forward here, as Windward does pick up the good old Rift Herald. That was a fight that looked like it was in favor of Purple, but ended in disaster there.
I mean, yeah, Purple not getting the results they wanted, and Green they have that Kaisa bot just farming up, breaking that tower. So I mean, Green's very happy here.
Yep, and that is another tower down. 1 for 1 on the towers here. Almost have the top and mid towers for Green, as Laser Sniped isn't finding too much success now that there's a Divine Thunder Volibear in his lane. And that is another tower down. And the game keeps going. Dragon is up in 20 seconds. It is a Cloud Soul. Not the preferential soul, but definitely a soul. Get it? Aurelian soul? A soul?
A soul. I wish we see A soul.
We'll never see that one. We'll never see that one.
See it.
But yeah, Volps is caught, or actually Arsenic is the one caught, gets feared. Crescent Guard comes out. Volps is actually chunked down. TP's coming in, Box and the Kittens on the backline does get a nice stun. Double kill over to Arsenic, and Laser Snipe finds a stun of his own. Arsenic, oh no, gets away from the Fizz. Laser Snipe falls to Fizz everywhere, and that is a double kill onto Box and the Kittens. Another team gap ace. What is it with these aces?
Another ace. I mean, they're just, you know, what I said earlier. Fight together, you know, team fight together, play together, win together. It's that same mentality and showed here. You know, I got that ace.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Purple is looking for those picks like we discussed in draft, and it's kind of hurting them a lot because now they're extremely far behind. Almost 6K or almost 5K behind. But yeah, this is not turning out too well for the side of Purple here, and they're gonna have to change up their game plan a little bit, try to get picks as much as they can, else they're just gonna keep getting team fight aced. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they have to make use of their pick potential and get some of these bounties onto their side to kind of try to equalize the gold lead. Although it'll only be roughly 1K, it'll still go a long way into bringing them back into this game.
I definitely agree, and I don't know, man. It just seems like the Wombo combo coming out from this team fight is doing its work here. Green is just so coordinated that every fight that they take, it just seems to be a winning one. Even when the odds are against them, or the man advantage is against them.
Potential for a fight here, they do see Fizz top, and maybe they know that he doesn't have TP, so, you know, 4 towards mid here for the side of Green.
Is waiting patiently in that top bush there. I don't know if they should look for a dive here. I mean, they are strong enough to do it. Windward is bottom side. Laser is just freely pushing there. Like you said, they know.
Yeah, if they want to dive, they really need this Volibear mid to disable the tower, and then it just opens up the game for them.
Oh, Egg is immediately popped onto him, and that is the end of that one as Volps is picked up on the other end there. A trade. An even trade. And that was a little bit sus for both Volps to step out of line and Boxen to step out of line. As the Master Emo does come through.
It's
Nice little
actually
BM there.
scary how similar this game is. Like, we saw Green do the same thing. They push mid with like 4 or 5, took tier 1, and they push tier 2. And at the same time,
Mustard Cat missing the ultimate there, getting caught out. Fizzed everywhere is going to pick that one up. And a part of Manny is trying to do his best to kill this Leona, but Primus does pull the flash to get away from that one. The Realm Warp does come through. Laser Snipe is on the flank. Arsenic Fox is the target. Primus is also the target. Riley is going to pick that one up as Laser Snipe. And it's in the thick of things. Arsenic is almost dead. No, Ryleon can't get the autos attacks off. And Fizz everywhere going to pick up a triple kill. Another Team Gap ace.
that is 5 Team
Can
Gap
they
aces.
make another one to make a repeat of game 1? Exactly to the pinpoint. That is the
It's
question.
really scary how similar, like, the parallels between these two games. You know, top being pushed to their inhib from red side.
And Mustard just gets caught up there.
Do we count that as another ace? I don't.
Oh, we can't count that as
can't
another
count that, right?
ace. Yeah, we can't count that. I mean, it has to be like a team fight ace. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah. So, comparisons. Last game, Purple, or BONK rather, gets the ADC, gets the support to half, doesn't take the dragon. Enemy team takes the dragon, the other team takes the herald. Same thing for this game. There's 2 aces, one of them around that mid tier 2, tier 3 area, and the top side of the map is pushed in for BONK. It's crazy how similar these two games are.
yep, it really is, and it's leading more and more towards green this time around. Though we kind of saw a little bit evenness in the last game, but now 24 minutes in, it's not ending anytime soon though, as there's an inhibitor up or down rather on the side of purple. It just, I mean, if this Baron play comes through, Mustard Cat's getting caught out here. Windward Ocean on the follow up, and that's a dead cat. I mean,
That should just be Baron.
that should be Baron.
Purple will trade, hopefully. Actually, I don't know when the drag's spawning. It's less than 30 seconds?
It's about 15 seconds now.
Yeah, so they will be able to trade the ocean. They will go up to 2 ocean drags to what might be an ocean soul.
And that was a Chum the Waters that did not find its mark onto Baron. So
Green opting to just run into the base.
yeah,
They don't know that they're doing dragon, but wow, if they just push through the base here, they actually might get one Nexus Tower.
they might take the game here. I mean, it is Baron power to minions with super minions on top. Arsenic going in. The charm does come through. Seraphine gets chunked and dead. Sun's coming out from green, and that is just bad
and we
news.
get another ace to make
don't
it
think it's
6
gonna
in each
happen.
game.
I don't think part of Manny and Ryleon are going to let that happen. They are fighting as much as they can. Ryleon is the last one alive. Can he get away? No, that's another ace.
Team Gap ace to finish out the series, and that is 2-0 going over to the side of I Dream of Memes. Wow.
Wow. All right. What a just a parallel of both games. Just the same exact things happening.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Let's see who did the most damage on the side of green.
It's probably Kaisa was super aggressive to anyone that was in her lane, so I assume Kaisa. Yeah,
Yep,
Kaisa
it will
putting
be
out
Kaisa.
16k damage.
Yeah. But Manny did do almost as much as that with the 15k damage on
Yeah.
the rise. That is a
24
lot.
damage on Rise. Yeah.
That is a lot. But yeah, now we get to start the poll for the MVP of the series. Who are you thinking?
I think I have to change, and I have to agree with you. It's gotta be fizzed everywhere for me here. I mean, except for I mean, okay. I guess he was a little
Okay.
too aggressive in the second game, you know, getting picked out twice. So once in the topside jungle after diving under tower, and the second just getting double ulted. But I mean, he was putting out the damage. He was where he needed to be most of the time. Solid play. I mean, I have to agree with you there. Fizz everywhere. Maybe
Okay.
your MVP vote changed?
No, I think Fizz everywhere did a phenomenal job, and the poll is up. So go ahead and cast your votes on who the MVP is. I agree. Like the amount of damage output by Fizz everywhere, the spacing. Obviously, like there was a few mishaps as a lot of those ADC players. Man, oh man. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to our host. But yeah, it was just phenomenal gameplay from Kaisa and the oh gosh,
Vayne.
the Vayne. Yes, thank you. From the first game. So I think it is going to be that. Let's see what our tally is on the vote so
Close
far.
vote. 7
Wow.
votes for Fizz everywhere and 6 votes for Windward Ocean. I mean, Windward Ocean also, he was Cho'Gath game 1, I think.
Yes.
Doing great job on Cho'Gath game 1 and, you know, doing a good job on Volibear game 2. I mean, definitely not a bad choice for MVP here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, being a sub for the team did do its dividends as he did perform very well, especially on the Volibear. 5-1-7. Did a phenomenal job staying relatively good in the CS department with a part of Manny who had the range advantage both games. So did a phenomenal job trying to stay afloat in those matchups. And we have a couple more minutes on the MVP vote. It's pretty stacked. Fizz everywhere. Now in the lead with 9 votes. It is very close. But yeah. So that was an exciting first series of Silver League. So you're ready to cast more already, aren't you, JR?
I mean, yeah, I mean, exciting games. Like, it seems like, you know, kind of calm early game, and then the mid game just absolutely blows up. You know, a nice change compared to what I used to participate in Gold League. It's like, usually there's
Okay.
like, usually for us, it's like a pretty big early game lead somewhere on the map. And then, yeah, the game falls out of control there. But here it's like calm and then blows up.
Yeah, true. These team fights. I kind of noticed that they didn't play to their team's strengths in the second game for purple, so it was just more team fights, and it wasn't too much picks. I mean, we did see Laser try to make those picks happen, but it just the vision denial from the side of green was just too strong for Laser to handle, and unfortunately, that just ended up in deaths across the map. So. And our MVP vote is actually going to be tied
Do we?
here.
How does do we pull
We
them
bring in
both
both.
in? Do we
Yep.
choose? Like what happened?
Nope. We bring in both. They were
All
both
right, bring in both.
MVPs for this game. Let's see if I can find them here. That's gonna be
I'm,
one, and then I believe two. Hello.
Hello. How's
I
it going?
believe it's going good. How are you after that 2-0?
I'm feeling pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Well,
Same here.
walk me through what you guys were thinking during game 1. It's the first game of the series. You don't really know like how this team interacts. I mean, unless you guys scrimmed, I don't know. But walk me through what you guys were thinking for draft, because we had a couple of questions on like how you guys wanted to play draft, and we knew like the Hecarim was open, but walk me through the rest of the picks.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I had very little input on it. I just said, "Get me Vayne," and we win the game. That was pretty much
Okay.
the game plan for me. We wanted some aggro bot plays, and we knew the Hecarim would always be engaging. It's pretty much just an abused silver macro game style.
Okay.
And their team con had a pretty obvious engage with the Rel Oriana Diana. So just don't get hit by that and just out macro, rotate, easy clap.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, we just needed some front line, so I just went with Cho because he was my
Yeah.
my best pick there.
It
Fair
was
enough.
pretty damn good into the Kale too.
You did a number on that early game, or sorry, not just early game, throughout the entire game. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't know why, but she shoved the wave into me, so that made it easy to just zone her off CS.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You want to, especially in the longer lane, you want to try to, you know, deny as many minions as possible during that laning phase. But yeah, you took the aggressive stance throughout that game with the Cho'Gath and kind of built the pressure onto Kale as it's not so much of a free lane as he might have thought it was. So yeah, I mean, there was a few moments in the bottom lane that you guys might have saw that didn't work out too well, but I think overall both those games were really just the team fights coming out. And I want to put this question on the forefront of our interview here because the first and second game just felt like the same exact things happening. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, I mean, the whole team is pretty much just win bot, win game. We picked into the Caitlyn with a Vayne. It's just a hard counter matchup. We got an unlucky gank from Diana. We warded a bit too deep in the river, unfortunately. But she bounced over the blast plant there right into the brush, so we didn't see that. So that was that first pick there. But I still went up in CS as Vayne into Caitlyn, and it's just pretty much GG from there, dude.
How did you guys feel about the one minion tagging both of the enemy? I believe it was the jungler, and in the second game, I think it was the top laner for the execute, and then for the I think it was the dive that went really wrong. Did you guys see that in both games?
Yeah, I
I'm
was
gonna call
just
that a winning
confused a little bit, but Winions are.
Winions did win out that one, and I think if it were me, I would be pretty tilted at that if I were the enemy there. But good job responding to that dive and putting up your best dukes. I know it was pretty hard getting dove twice pretty much under tower, but you stuck out. And all right, any questions for me, JR?
So like you said earlier, or like you pointed out, and I pointed out during game two, like game one and game two looked very very similar to each other. So I want to ask, like, you guys, you said win bot, win game, right? But like, I saw you guys all go group mid to take tier one and then push for that tier two. You did that at like basically the same time as game one, and as well as taking that first drag around the same time as well. So like, you guys have this like cookie cutter plan, or did it just happen because that's how you guys play?
It's not. I IGL'd for the game, and it's kind of just because the enemy team let us do it. It wasn't really a strategy on our part, but the enemy team just Warwick decided to trade for Herald at that point, and it's like, okay, we'll take this and a turret. It's pretty free.
It was literally like I blinked. I was like, am I really watching game two or is this game one?
Yeah, it was pretty, like, you guys will have to go watch the VODs because they were amazingly like the almost exact same stuff happened in both games. Like guys might not have picked up on how similar it was, but when you go and watch the VODs, oh my gosh. I was like, this is just game one, repeat on repeat.
Yeah, it's just game one, but Green maybe double their goal lead a little earlier.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there were pretty similar game times too, if I'm not mistaken, around 20-ish minutes, 25 minutes-ish on both games. So congratulations. Do you have any more questions for them, JR?
One more question. I mean, you guys, 6 aces this series. Where do you go from here? Like, how do you go up and beyond? How do you push your game to the next level?
The statistic, man. 3 aces a game. Easy.
Wow. All right. Make note of that, all silver teams. They're gonna push for 3 aces per game. I will keep track of this. Don't you worry. Myself. But yeah, congratulations to both you guys and your team. Go enjoy your win, and that is the 2-0 for first match of the Silver League from the production team. Thank you, Ethan, for sticking with the technical difficulties and the draft and the client difficulties. Great job today from all of us here at the production team. We will bid you adieu from Wookie Monster, myself, and my good caster JR.
Real quick though,
Oh,
great
yeah,
casting.
yeah.
It was fantastic. It was lovely. I just have a few exit words. I'd like to give
Oh,
a
yeah.
shout out to my homie Chobi from the gold team, dude. Of course.
Nice.
And Box getting that 2v1 turret kill mid was pretty sick. I'd like to say my only regret for this series is not binding my emote to scroll wheel. But GG's and great cast.
All
Yeah.
right. I was
Thanks so
just
much
about
for
to
being
say.
here. For everyone in chat still here, we do have another best of three, I believe, coming up
Mhm.
this Friday at 9 p.m. EST. So please keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, and that will be streamed as well. So, any other games this week will be probably streamed as well if we can find the casters and the timing aligns. So, be on the lookout, as that is good night from all of us here.